Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Giveaway Show. This is episode number 105 from season 5, and I'm excited that each and every one of you is here, that you guys have been waiting. We are going to do a special bonus giveaway because we did keep you waiting longer than usual. And guess what? It wasn't Paul's fault tonight. But we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're hanging out. We're still going to end at the same time, but we'll be doing 3 giveaways tonight instead of just 2. So stay tuned and stick with us. We're going to have a great time talking about some fun subjects. See you in just a minute. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 105 of the Giveaway Show. We're excited that you're here hanging out. I'm going to bring out Jen tonight. I'm going to bring out Jen in just a moment, but I want to say hi to those who are hanging out in the chat. And then we're going to get straight to our first giveaway. Because remember, tonight, because we kept you waiting for so long, we're going to go ahead and do a 3rd giveaway. That's right, a bonus giveaway at the end of the show. And I've got Jen with me tonight. Paul wasn't able to make it. He's taking care of some family stuff with Billy. And so he won't be with us tonight, but he'll be back next week. So let's take a look at the chat and see who's here hanging out. Oh, let me bring out Jen also. Jen, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Good to have you with us. So Las Cruces 1971 is hanging out. He says, hooray. Yes, that's true. El Green Machine says, hey, y'all. Horse and unicorn. Nice. House Mafia says, will it start on time? Answer is not tonight. Sorry. I bet Paul's having a hard time finding Billy. No, Billy did go on the run in the truck, but Paul caught him, and then they had to go take care of some family business. What's up, Lizzie Pop? Good to see you. Great reminder. Make sure and hit that thumbs up button and let us know that you're here hanging out. We're going to be getting to the first giveaway just after this, and before we talk about the number 1 topic of the night, which is the new Zorro show from Amazon Prime. Jen and I have both been enjoying it, so we're going to talk about that, but we'll get to that in just a minute. David Spider-Man Dotson says, howdy, everybody. Darth Lucian says, what's up? There's Jonathan Dotson as well. Hello, comic fam. Las Cruces, greeting us from New Mexico, the home of Roswell. And then El Green Machine says, hey, Dotson twins. Let's see. Hey, Green Machine, there's some interplay in the chat. We see Jen with his sidekick. What is your sidekick's name again?
It's Ghazi. Remember, guys?
Ghazi,
he already made his
right.
first
Ghazi.
appearance.
Ghazi.
This is actually my wife's story.
Green Machine saying TWSS and a bunch of faces. I don't know what TWSS means. Let's see. Liz Barnes says, hey, y'all, Team Paul and Carlos need a new watch. Actually, I do. All right. El Green Machine says, oops, don't want to get fined. Hashtag Team Paul. There you go. Liz Barnes says, cue the music and go. Christina Payne, what's up? Good to see you. Andrew Kai, our brother from down under. Good to see you there as well. Here's me announcing the special bonus giveaway for tonight. Meatwad number 1, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you hanging out in the chat. The same to you, Joffrey Castro. Glad that y'all are all here. And what's up, James Willie, the real James Willie, hanging out with us. Glad that you can join us as well. And to the almost 20 people who are hanging out, make sure to hit that like button. We are going to be doing a special bonus giveaway at the end of the show. Tonight, that bonus giveaway is one of the most iconic Silver Surfer covers, I think, The Incredible Hulk number 250. So we're going to be giving this bad boy away tonight at the end of the show. But in case you're wondering, I do have other books as well. So we're going to get started with those in just a moment. And then, let's see, does he have a hat too? What's the deal? Does he have a hat, Jen? You're muted, buddy.
Give me 1 second. No, I was just playing around, man. I was just playing around back here.
All right. So let's go ahead and do these this first giveaway of the night. If you want a chance, so this is Batman number 1. Now, sadly, I don't know when this happened, but this book, it's a foil cardstock cover. It did get dented. So this one did get dented. It's the 140 I think, and it's the that alternate universe Batman logo. And
Yeah,
it's
the
digital.
Azunar. I think it's called Azunar.
Yeah, it's and you can see the dent. It was in the giveaway box already, but I'm going to go ahead and give it away. But you can choose, as always, you can choose the upgrade giveaway, which is right here, and you can also choose the mystery book. We'll do a mystery book for this one as well. So you're going to get to choose either these, or you're going to get to choose the Wonder Man #1 upgrade giveaway. What's up, Jaguar? Good to see you. Yep, that's right. What's up, Dagger Cards? Good to see you as well. Glad that you are all hanging out here with us tonight. Let's go ahead and you're going to do the hashtag tonight is hashtag. The first giveaway is hashtag swashbuckling Carlos. All right, that's what you're going to want to enter to win for this first giveaway of the night. We're getting to it right away because we kept you guys waiting, and we're going to give 3 away tonight instead of just 2. So there is vintage ones. There are vintage books as well that we're giving away tonight, and of course you can do the upgrade book. I don't know if you're kidding or not, El Green, but yeah, if you are, you're absolutely welcome to take the Wonder Man. It does have the poster in it. For those who are wondering, it does have the poster in it, and but it's about an 8.0 because it's got a little bit of scuffing on the back, so some ink loss. All right, so I see people entering hashtag swashbuckling Carlos. That's what you want to enter to win. So tonight we got 3 main topics we're going to touch base on tonight. In case you weren't aware, there is a brand new Zorro series that completely took me by surprise. And it's on Amazon Prime. It is Spanish language, and it's a fresh and unique take on the Zorro mythos, including multiple Zorros. I don't think that's a spoiler to say that, right, Jen? Yeah, so I think it's fantastic because I like kind of the backstory they gave Zorro. I like the kind of iconic nature where he's a legend. He's more legend than he is man. And so it definitely has those Batman overtones to it, which, Zorro was the inspiration for Batman. And then I love that they just have a really strong cast of supporting characters. Everybody is there, from Bernardo, the mute servant, all the way to multiple Zorros, to the history of Zorro, to the Rogues Gallery, to love interests. All of it is great. And so we are in Jen. How far are you into it, the series right now?
I made it to episode 5, I think. I think it's 5 that I made it to.
5? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty...
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I might be an episode ahead of you. I might be. I don't know. I mean, I was a few episodes behind you.
Yeah.
I think I've caught up to you, or I've maybe an episode in front of you, or maybe we're both on the same episode. I'm not sure.
Here's what I did. I ended up slowing down, so my daughters, I'm big on showing them like Hispanic heroes and Hispanic characters and figures, and so and I think it's just a good show, and I think it's good enough that, like, in terms of content wise, like, there's nothing like overboard on it. That they could watch it and get it and understand. They actually love it. They enjoy it. They're running around the backyard playing sword fighting and playing Zorro because we've watched now, I think. So I stopped watching episodes ahead of them. I'd watched a couple to kind of get a feel for it and see if it was safe for them to watch, and it is. It's fairly clean, and then also for me, a bonus is that it's in Spanish. It's natively spoken in Spanish, so it helps us, like, as a family, to kind of bone up on our Spanish and get better at our Spanish. And because I am not as fluent as I want to be in Spanish, so it was nice to have that, because for me it helps practice. And then they wanted the English dubbed version, but that's okay. So we are, I think we're on episode 3 now for us, and that's one of the things I'm watching with the girls. I watched G.I. Joe with them, and then I watched Zorro with them now, and then as a whole family we watched Survivor, the old episodes. So it's been a pleasant surprise for being as under promoted as it has been, and for being as, I feel like, under budgeted. I mean, like, it looks beautiful. It's shot beautifully, but yeah, I mean, they I don't think they gave them very much to work with, but it looks fantastic, and I think that I think they did fantastic with it, and so I'm a fan, and I think it should get a second season. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So let's do this real quick. Let's do this giveaway real quick, and we'll give this away, and then we're going to talk about Zorro for a few minutes. All right, there it is. Hashtag Swashbuckling Carlos. I see 19 people have entered, and 20 in the chat. So we'll go ahead and do this in 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. There we go. All right, remember, you get your choice. And Pops Mafia, what's up, Pops Mafia? Congratulations, buddy! Glad that you're one of our winners tonight. So congratulations, Pops Mafia. Check it out. This is let's see. Yeah, there we go. I'll do that. There we go. All right, so Pops Mafia, you are the winner. Congratulations. So you can choose this book, or you can choose the mystery book. Or you can choose the Wonder Man #1. All right, Pops Mafia says mystery book, please. Mystery book is the New Mutants #1.
Oh, nice.
In a newsstand at about a 7.0.
Yeah, that's the first appearance of them in a standard comic, and the second full appearance, if you're not considering that as a standard comic appearance, because they showed up in Marvel graphic novel. I can't remember the number, but it's a great book. It's awesome book.
Yeah, no, this is a fantastic one. So hey, congratulations, Pops Mafia. This is going to be coming to you. We're going to put that here, and I don't know. You know what? Hey, Pops Mafia, this is damaged. So I'm just, it's got that crease, so I'm going to throw this in too. So you're going to get both of them, Pops Mafia. Thanks for watching and for considering doing that. Remember, tonight there's still 2 more giveaways that we're going to be doing. This will be Immortal Thor #1, which I thought was a solid read. And then there's a mystery book for this one as well. And then we're going to be, at the end of the show, we'll be giving this away. This is Incredible Hulk #250, this iconic Hulk versus Silver Surfer cover right here. It's just a fantastic book to have. So, and as always, if El Green, if you win, or if anybody else wants to take the Wonder Man #1 upgrade giveaway, they're welcome to do it. All right. So, first topic of the night is what we're talking about, which is the what we're talking about is Zorro, the new Amazon Prime series. So I kind of set it up a little bit, but Jen, why don't you share a little bit about just kind of a little bit of the series, maybe, not too much of the first, but you can share some plots and character stuff.
Okay.
And the things that you really like about it.
So what I'm enjoying about Zorro, because I'm looking at my notes right now. So aside from the fact that, it is, I don't want to say it's low budget, because it doesn't feel like a CW or local television type of show.
Right.
It feels more like a Kickstarter project. Like the quality is above television, but like right below like a movie that would be in theaters. It feels like almost like a Disney Marvel movie, like the way Guardians of the Galaxy felt for their special.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It feels like that. I mean, it's crisp, it's clear. My only issue, I think, that I've had with the series is that the pacing can get real slow, and the only reason is because they take their time explaining things to each other, which are like the political aspect of the show. So when you have to pay attention to each thing that they say, because that plays out later in the in the next episode, or when two characters meet each other, or when a character suspects that this person could be Zorro, or so the pacing could be a little bit better, but I understand why it's the way that it is. It takes itself very seriously. It's a good show. They didn't just make a Zorro show and not have good writing. It's really well written. My other negative that I would say is the I think Carlos and I talked about this for a little bit because I was like, oh, Carlos, have you heard about this show called Zorro? He's like, oh yeah, I've been watching it, and then we started talking about it. It would be the choreography. I felt like the way that they do the choreography is maybe because they're on a budget. Maybe they only have so much to work around, because it is a set. You can tell it's a set design, like it's a Hollywood set or something. Yeah. Maybe because of that, they can't damage things, because then they would have to replace them, and that costs more money. So I pay attention to things like that. But overall, the acting is splendid. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. It's very neat. I'm enjoying Miguel as Zorro. I mean, so when I first saw that, I thought he was Caucasian, and I was like almost not going to watch it. I was like, oh, they got a Caucasian guy to be Zorro, and then I looked him up, and I'm like, he's not Caucasian, he's Spaniard. And then I researched more on him, and I'm like, oh, he's very well known. Oh, people love him. That's great. And then the more I watched the show, the more I appreciated the producers and the creators behind the show. So that makes me really happy, actually, because I actually want a season 2. So you don't get good origin shows like this. And there are multiple Zorros, everyone. There is a female Zorro, and then there's a male Zorro, and there's a political kind of like a political thing going on between the indigenous people there and the actual governor, and the right to who should be Zorro. But I'm just going to share this one scene that I really liked. There was a scene where he saved a woman, a Chinese woman, who was kidnapped in one of the episodes. And as he saves her, he tactfully distracts the guards. So he creates a illusion somewhere else. And as he does that, he bathes the city, like the roads, with gold. It's like a beautiful scene, like the way they do it. He's on a horse, he does the Z on the wall. The gold is everywhere, and people are jumping to go grab the gold, which of course the guards can't shoot through those people, so it's a tactic. But it's very Robin Hood. It's so Robin Hood, and I was like, the cinematography for that scene, the fire, the streak in the background, and the woman that's originally also the other Zorro, she sees him do that, and it's almost like there's hope. She's like his rival, but it's like there's like this respect that gets built right there, because it's so good. It's just like I could talk about this all night. It's a really good show, guys. If you haven't checked it out, everyone likes Reacher, but this would be equally as good on your bucket list. If you're gonna finish Reacher, jump on this. You're not gonna regret it. It's, again, I haven't been watching it in Spanish, but I'm pretty sure my wife will probably make me watch it in Spanish, because she said I need to work on my Spanish. But which I have no problems. I'll keep the English subtitles so that way I can cheat a little bit. But she's laughing in the background. Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. So that's my take on it. I'm really enjoying it. So check it out, guys. You won't be disappointed.
Cool. Well, Jen, thanks for your take on it. I'm gonna share a couple things with it real quick. West East Bay, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Glad that you're here. Pops Mafia won a copy of New Mutants #1 in the newsstand. Plus, I threw in a foil Batman cover, or modern Batman cover. Jonathan Dotson says my favorite is still Zorro the Gay Blade from 1981. That was a parody, and it's just as valid. All right, David says it's because he's a twin. Jonathan Dotson says, yep. Yeah, hey, what's up, Wolverado? Good to see you, buddy. Glad that you're here hanging out with us tonight. Yes, Jonathan, 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits of peso, all for Zorro to stand up and say so.
Wolverado.
All right, we thank you guys, as always, for hanging out with us and chilling out. So, just a couple notes, as Jen had shared, I was getting these graphics ready, so I wasn't able to flash them up. But this is the new Amazon original series called Zorro. It does take it back to the Don Diego de la Vega character, who was most famously portrayed by Anthony Hopkins in the 1990 series of films starring Antonio Banderas. So this one takes over with. As Jen was talking about him, what is his name? Miguel. You know what was his last name?
Yeah,
again?
his name is Bernardo.
Yeah, Miguel Bernarde, I think.
Bernard. Yeah, I don't want to butcher his name. He's probably gonna see this stream and he's like, "How dare you, Jen? Say my name right."
But he was, yeah. And I'm going to say this. He is a really solid. Here it is. Here's my slide. Miguel Bernardo and Renata Notny, who is gorgeous. They're the 2 leads in the show, and he is from a well-known show called Elite that had been on as well, and I think that ran for a few seasons, and he was one of the leads for that. But yes, some people were saying, it said initially, why is a Caucasian guy playing Zorro? But he's actually Spaniard, and they do a really good job of demonstrating that. He is himself Hispanic, so it's really cool to see it. And you see some of the lead characters here in this promo art that was provided. And here is Bernardo and Notny in character and costume. In a scene from the movie, they do play. She is his long lost love interest that he comes back into contact with. And one of the things that I really liked about this show was they went deeper with the character. He wasn't just his own billionaire that decided to become this vigilante. It actually ties deeply into the Native American lore. And he is actually, and there's a supernatural element to it where a kind of like a magical fox appears to him in a dream, and he sees it, and he's led to a Native American event that's taking place. And here we see the man who tells him that that's it, and the woman to the right is actually one of the other Zorros.
Yep.
As you can see here, that they fight. That they actually, there's conflict over who should have the mantle of Zorro, and she believes, and she believes that it's up to. But the thing I like about it is it didn't play as like a really overtly political thing. She had an emotional connection to the previous Zorro, and so did he. And so it's really cool that it's still character driven. There's no underlying messaging or any of that kind of stuff. It's just a really cool human story about 2 people vying for the same role. And I love when, I hope this isn't too much of a spoiler for those who are watching. I don't think so, Jen, right?
No, it's not. It's good stuff.
they both do suit up as Zorro at the same time. And it's not even one of those cheesy, I'm Zorro, I'm Zorro, I'm Zorro.
Yeah.
It's not even one of those things. It's just so, or, like Jen pointed out, and I love that she picked up on this and pointed it out, it's really well written.
Oh my God, it's so good.
You can see that the money went into some strong scripts. That they could have just tried to, do some flashy, sword play and had a very basic story, but they really did a good job with writing, for what they had to work with. They did a great job with filming it. It's very lush and beautifully lit, even though there's a lot of soundstage work. They still did a lot of exteriors.
You what? Tate asked what network. I said it's on Amazon Prime, Tate.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime, and so it's just a really solid show. And here's the thing, Jen. So I'm like the big Zorro guy, right? This show dropped on January 19th.
Mm-hmm.
I found out about it on January 19th. I'm a Prime subscriber. I watch Prime. Like I was glued to the screen watching Reacher, which is another fantastic show. Fantastic show. It makes me think of like if Jen was going to be perfect for a role, Jen would be like Reacher because he's massive. You can't always tell, but he's a really huge guy. But Reacher was fantastic. I didn't see anything. I just happened to come across it in passing, and that's the thing that I think to me was the most disappointing thing about this show is that almost nothing was spent on promo and on marketing costs for it. I think it was so little. I had to search hard on YouTube to even find a trailer for it, and Tate Prime is saying it too. He's saying, they did, and that's the thing. It is being considered one of it's still with no marketing dollars behind it. It's still debuted at number. I think it was wrestling with Reacher, and Reacher had already been in for a while, but it hit number one on TV shows on Amazon Prime, and then it has stayed in the top 10. I think it stayed in the top 10 for at least a few weeks
top
after.
5. I think it was top 5 for a while. I'm pretty sure it was top. The only reason I knew about it was because I had watched a very Merry Christmas Batman or whatever it was called. And the next day it said things you may like, and then I'm scrolling through and I go, Zorro. I go, dude, I've been waiting for this. Where has this been? And I said, January. I think it came out a few days ago. And then I started watching it, and then Carlos calls me right in my episode 2 or something, and I'm like, hey Carlos, I'm watching this show called Zorro. I don't know if you know about this, but we should talk about this on your channel. And he's like, dude, I'm watching it too. And I go, okay, cool. So that's that. I end up watching it and I end up enjoying it. Then I tell my wife about it, and she's like, okay, yeah, we can watch it. And then now I'm just stuck on it. It's a good show.
It was the same thing with me with my wife. And I told her, I said, babe, I think I want to watch this show with the girls. I said, I'm going to get into I'm going to give it to episode 3, and I want to see what it's like. And is it something that we want to use like family time on, or at least my time with them, And I got to episode 3, and I said, I think they're gonna enjoy this. And sure enough, we watched it, and they loved it. I had shown them the original Antonio Banderas. I say original, it's not original. It's So the one from the Antonio Banderas one, I showed them that, and they really enjoyed. I mean, there's been so many Zorro properties over the hill within the past 3 or 4 months. There was Duncan Rieger, I think is his name, as Zorro. He was, everybody knows him. He was Dracula in that movie, The Monster Squad.
Okay.
He played Zorro at one point in a early 90s TV show that, like, I don't even remember. It was like, one of those syndicated action shows that they used to make. And it was like, yeah, I mean, I haven't sat down and watched that. But then I saw, like you said, I saw this and I sat down and I started watching. I said, please let them do this well. And I was shocked because I said, this is really good. Mm-hmm. And I, for the life of me, could not figure out why Amazon Prime, who's generally okay about figuring out, hey, we think we've got something here, so they really push it, because, and they've done some really,
well, one thing that I like about Amazon Prime is that they just they've released quality. All they do is release quality. I don't know what it is, but almost everything that they've released that I've watched on there, or maybe it's just me watching whatever it is that I'm watching on.
No, it's a lot of it's quality. Other than the Lord of the Rings show, the like Reacher was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I just watched this other movie on Amazon Prime with that girl from Riverdale. I can't remember. I mean, she's like an assistant to some art gallery or something. I think it's called Upgraded or something. But
Upgraded,
and I watched that, and that was good. I thought it was going to be woke, right? You know what I mean? Everybody throws that word out there.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. It was really good. It felt like I was watching a '90s movie before, all that lovey-dovey stuff. And
right.
My wife makes fun of me because she'll say, "Oh, you like chick flicks," and I'm like, "Hey," and like, but no, it was good. It just straight to the point. Guy likes girl has a career. Guy tries to pursue her, finds out he's a rich Prince Charming. And then they end up together at the end, the end, right? Whatever. Sure, there's those plot twists and turns or whatever it's called, but I enjoyed it, and I feel like Zorro just does that. It just goes straight to the point. This is what this episode is going to be on. This is what this episode's going to be on, and we're going to tie all these characters together at the end of this episode. Yeah. And when they did that in episode 5, I believe, and I was like, oh my god, he's like Robin Hood. And I'm like cheering, and I'm the only one in the house, like watching this, and I'm all excited over a character I barely know anything about, and I have Carlos here to inform me about that, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's great, and I would highly recommend everyone that's watching right now to just get on right now and just like start not right now, but maybe like after the stream. And like just get on all at the same time, and then Amazon's like, man, we just got 25 hits right now. Oh my god, somebody's talking about Zorro. Right. I mean, I think that would be hilarious. Like,
right, Jeff Bezos would be like, hey guys, can we give you 0.00000001% of our marketing spend? Absolutely, Jeff. Give me a call. But yeah, no, I love that, Jonathan. He just added it to his list on Prime. It's called Uploaded Tape Prime. But yeah, listen, here's the deal. If you are looking for like kind of a cool take on a classic swashbuckling character, make sure and check out Zorro on Amazon Prime. Speaking of, because it makes it sound like the show is a sponsor, which I wish it was, but it's not. I'd love that if it was. Speaking of sponsors, let me make sure and shout out Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys. They've got 3 convenient locations here in the greater Houston area. Everything you could want when it comes to a comic shop. Also, you ought to consider checking out their pull list feature. Because you can touch base with them about doing a subscription service through them. One of the things I like about them is that they, because different local comic shops will give a subscription if you say add this book to my monthly pull list, and I'm just going to always buy it. So they'll give you a percentage on it. Well, Lone Star gives one of the best percentages in town. I think it's actually the best because they give you 15% off the cost of the book, plus they bag and board all their new books. So so you want to make sure and check them out. You can find them on like I said, one of these 3 convenient locations. And I'm sure they'd be willing to talk to somebody about maybe about building a box for you, over a couple months and then shipping your books to you. So speaking of shipping books, before we move on to our next giveaway, what's up, K-pop junkie? Good to see you. Glad that you're hanging out here in the chat with us.
Change yours to an I. I see you made an error there.
Watch the spelling, folks. Here it is. # the mighty Jin. That'll put you in to win either this or the mystery book or the Wonder Man #1, which is the upgrade giveaway right now. I'm going to be changing that out soon. And then don't forget, at the end of this episode, we're going to be giving away Incredible Hulk number 250. We're going to be winding down the episode in about another 20 to 25 minutes. So we'll be ending on time, even though we started a little bit late. And that's what the bonus giveaway is, just a way to say thank you all who were hanging out in the chat while we were trying to get a couple of things figured out here. Always meaningful to us that y'all hang out and that y'all are here with us. Glad that you are all joining in. Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. So Jen, so Zorro, y'all make sure to check out Zorro. Fun series, well worth the watch. But that's not the only big piece of news that we've been getting. Jen, why don't you share with us about the, because I think most people have heard by now, why don't you share a little bit about the casting that has come to light from the Fantastic Four? And I'll see if I can find a graphic here to throw in. So
I'm sure you guys already know what's going on with the Fantastic Four. We got Pedro. What's his name? What's his last name? I want you guys to start putting his last name into the chat. Pedro Pascal, right? Pascal?
Yes.
Yeah, my wife's over there. Pascal. And I'm like, whoa, easy there. I go, Joseph Quinn is going to be your Human Torch. I can't remember who the Thing was. Who's the Thing?
It's here. I've got the image coming up. Real quick.
I think it's Ebon Moss Backrack.
Ebon Moss
Backrack. There.
Yeah. You want to know what? You want to know what's interesting about him, Jim? He played Microchip on the Netflix Punisher series.
Oh wow! I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't realize that because he was all scruffy and scraggly in that. But yeah, he played. He was what's his name? Microchip for that series.
So I'm a big Vanessa Kirby fan. I've been following her work for a while now. She's come in some Mission Impossible movies, and the most recent movie that she's been in was Napoleon. So I think just her acting wise, I think she's gonna hold that Sue Storm part really well. So I'm pretty happy about that. I don't know how I feel about Joseph Quinn. I really like Joseph Quinn. I think he's gonna do a fantastic job. I just think that his appeal and the way he looks, he looks like a young Robert Downey Jr. to me. Like for the longest, he's looked like Robert Downey Jr.
What is wrong with that?
No. What I'm saying is that was such a great potential opportunity to try to get him for the reboot of the Iron Man, the Captain America.
Oh, okay.
And I really wanted him to be Iron Man. Like I was like, oh man, if they do a young Iron Man, get Joseph Quinn. I'd be so happy if they got Joseph Quinn. And then they made him Human Torch, and I'm like, look, I like the guy. I really like him, but So I wish nothing but the best for him, right? I mean, when you like an actor or you want someone to succeed.
Check this out. There they are, Jim.
Yeah, if you look at his face, if you look at Joseph Quinn, he looks like Robert Downey Jr. He looks like a young Robert Downey Jr. I also really like.
You're right. I didn't catch that until you just shared that literally tonight, and now I'm looking at him and I'm like, wow. Yeah, he does.
He's gonna bulk up. I mean, they're gonna bulk him up and he'll look like the Human Torch. I think they'll do a good job with this. Even with a lot of people don't like Pedro right now as Mr. Fantastic, but remember, they're going for an older look. This is going to be an older team. So even if they do decide, I'm more. Let's not say it's older, but more mature. A mature team that's been around for a while, probably.
Here's an interesting thing that I'll throw out there. So what I've heard is that the story starts in it's like Captain America: The First Avenger. They're essentially doing that. They're starting the story in 1961, which is when the Fantastic Four #1 came out and the characters were created. So they're starting the story then, but then they're going to do like a time travel thing towards the end, like in the third act, and kind of like a self like the Fantastic Four will sacrifice themselves in the 60s, but they will end up in modern days, and it's something like that, and along those lines, and which I'm kind of down with that. I kind of like that. I think the casting is interesting. I'm a big fan of Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
And then I'm a big fan of Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things, and Pedro Pascal from the first couple seasons of Narcos, and then from which he was great in, and then The Mandalorian, of course. He became everybody's favorite. I haven't seen him in The Last of Us, but I know he also turned in a stellar performance there. And then the other two, though, I really hadn't seen them in much, but I love that you are really jazzed about Vanessa Kirby.
Oh my God, she's great, man. She's a great actress. She'll bring it. I mean, I'm not worried about any of these actors. It's like what Tate Prime said. I mean, I'm so happy you feel that way. I would not want to, poop on anyone's parade here. I mean, I'm behind this. But man, do not mess up Doom. I remember Carlos and I was like, I had originally told Carlos, oh my God, Henry Cavill is going to be Doom. And he's like, those are rumors, Jen. Those are rumors. And I'm like, come on, man. I just don't want them, because your team is only going to be as good as your villain, right? I mean, if you're going to have a really good story, you need to have a really good antagonist. I mean, Dr. Doom has saved the planet a few times. So you can label him as either an anti-hero or an anti-villain or sometimes even a super. He's shown heroism in comics before. But whoever they choose for Dr. Doom, I think is going to either make or break this. Like this they can cast all they want, but if the story, especially leading into that, if they don't do that correctly, I think it's going to hurt them. I mean, what was the problem with the other Fantastic Four movies? It was always the villain. Look at the way they treated Galactus. Look at the way they treated Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom and Galactus, Silver Surfer, all of those are some cosmic, they're like God-breaker type characters. So you can't just cast anybody for that. Like, I heard Cillian Murphy wants to play that part. I heard rumors of Henry Cavill wants to play that part. There's so many opportunities. Even Mads Mikkelsen, I think I'm saying his name right.
Mads Mikkelsen, yeah.
Yes. Fantastic actor, right? I even heard, what's his name? The one from Mr. Robot.
Rami
his face. I've heard that they've been looking into him as a younger Doom. So
he would
he would. He's such a great actor. I'm hearing a lot of things right now, and then there's also the other news with X-Men and them coming into Secret Wars, and so whatever they're doing, even I think the latest rumor right now, because Henry Cavill has been in so many rumors right now, like Doctor Doom, and now he's going to be Cyclops. People are like, "Oh, Doctor Doom or Cyclops?"
I saw that, and I was just like, "You got to be kidding me."
But no, I'm legit really excited about the Fantastic Four. It's like you said, you got Pedro, you got Joseph, Vanessa. I don't know anything about the other guy, but Punisher was a very well-written show for Netflix. I watched the first season. I didn't finish it, but I watched most of it. But I don't remember Microchip on there. I just don't. Maybe I have to go back and start watching that. But
that's the thing. He was they minimized his character so much, which I hated. I love the Microchip character.
Yes.
But they minimized him and they killed him off. Like, he was in so little of it that it just, to me, it doesn't really count, because that's to me, that was not the real Microchip. That was just some other throwaway character.
Tape Prime is saying something. Yeah, that's not a bad. It's his last comment. Yeah, but But yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I have no problem with Christian Bale. The only problem, I think, the only thing with Christian Bale is, does he want to stick around for 5-6 movies in a suit? Because he's always complained about being in Batman, right? Like he said,
I don't think Christian Bale is gonna. Yeah, I think he's done, because he did so well. Like, he had the most iconic superhero. Got a full trilogy with Christopher Nolan. For him to have come back as Gore the God Butcher, like, I was excited about it, but now in hindsight, I'm like, you should just walked out of superhero land with Batman, with a trilogy of Batman, and just.
Well, that's what I mean about the make it or break it with your villains. Like, you have to do a good. You cannot treat Doctor Doom like Gore the Butcher. You can't do that to Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is, remember Secret Wars, the 80s Secret Wars. Doctor Doom initially defeats Beyonder.
Yes,
takes his powers. Remember, and he saves the planet. In Secret Wars 2015, he does it again. Even in Emperor Doom, he does that. I mean, people confuse Doctor Doom for being this huge villain. He's not a villain per se. He's just the antagonist of their story. I mean, if there's a great Doctor Doom story called it's called Torment. It's called Triumph and Torment. And it's when he asks Doctor Strange to assist him on a mission to go to the 7th layers of hell so he can get his mother's soul back. And in that story, he defeats Mephisto for the first time in the assistance of Doctor Strange, who becomes Emperor Supreme. It's one of my favorite stories, and it showed that Doctor Doom is actually a good person. The things that he's doing in these stories is just to get his mom's soul back.
Right.
And of course, when they reboot everything, they reboot his origins and they retcon things. But those stories about Doctor Doom, where he's the sole character, that's what builds his character. And every time that they've done justice for Doctor Doom, he's always ended up being a really amazing character. So I mean, I think that's going to make or break the Fantastic Four. They have to do that casting correctly. I mean,
I agree. So Tape Prime throws out a good reminder for us. Michael Shannon, the one that played Zod in Superman, he was fantastic as Zod. I was so glad they got him back for the Flash movie, and then the Flash movie was kind of, and so, but hey, Michael Shannon, for me, he rivals the original, like, Terrence Stamp.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, he totally is right there with it. Like, Terrence Stamp was so iconic in that role back in the early 80s that I didn't think anybody would ever. Because I remember Calum think his name was Kalen Black or Kalen Blue, played him on Smallville, and then I know he's popped up again as well. But Terrence Stamp was like the gold standard, and until Michael Shannon came along, and that one time when he screams, "I will find him" at the mother, and then gets dragged, that turns my blood to ice every time I see it. It's so chilling, because you know that this guy is going to hunt your son down.
Well, he has such a commanding voice, and he's so masculine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he walks into the room and everyone's like, "That's Zod." Like,
No, he owned that character. Yeah. He really did. And so I wish they hadn't done what they did with him for the follow up as the body of Doomsday or whatever. That's just kind of lame. All right, let's do this next giveaway, because y'all been entering it. So hashtag the Mighty Jin. Good point. Yes, he is a very Shakespearean villain. A man consumed by his grief. That's what also makes Mr. Freeze a fantastic villain. Yep. A man consumed by his grief. That's what I love about it.
It's almost like, is he really a villain, or is he doing those things out of some other reason? You know, so you're definitely right, Tate.
Very true. Very good call. All right, so hey, let's do this giveaway. Hashtag the Mighty Jin. We're doing this in 3, 2, 1. There we go, folks. Good luck to everybody. You are up to win this copy of Immortal Thor #1, or it's a brand new series that's just come out.
Oh, very nice.
George Perez. This is the George Perez variant. Oh, Las Cruces 1971. What's up, Las Cruces? Congratulations, buddy. All right, so here's the deal. You can choose the Immortal Thor #1, which is a solid read, a good, thick storyline. You can also take the upgrade book, or you can choose the mystery book. But I will say this, that the hint I'll give is the most vintage of these 3 books is this one right here, the Wonder Man. So both of these other 2 are new books. So Las Cruces, just let me know which of these 3 you want. Do you want the mystery? Do you want the Immortal Thor? Oh, of course, everybody always chooses the mystery. All right, so he's saying goodbye to Immortal Thor #1. And then what he's going to take away instead is a minty fresh, I really do think minty fresh, foil facsimile copy of The Amazing Spider-Man #252.
Oh, very
this
nice.
Beautiful foil just came out like a week or 2 ago, I think 2 weeks ago. So this is going to come to you, Las Cruces 1971, straight to you, buddy. And congratulations for playing, or for entering to win tonight. Go and make note of this right now. All right, so Jen, did you see that there was a table read for a certain film?
Yes.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Or why don't you fill people in on what
it's been a table read. Well, when did this happen? About a week ago?
Yeah, it was like last week.
Yeah, it was last week, I think. So they had their table read, right? And I'm gonna get to it, guys. So the table read was for Superman Legacy.
Right.
So I think a lot of people are excited about the James Gunn universe. I'm a little skeptic, because it's not that I don't trust him. I love James Gunn. I've met, Sean Gunn. I've hung out with him. Great dude. But I think what I'm more worried about is the fact being that they spend so much money on production and trying to make this movie what we want it to be, and then nobody goes and sees it. So that's what I'm more worried about. But the fact that they are doing this and the pre-production process has started, I think that's exciting. It's exciting for those that are Gunn fans or want a refresh start for DC or want DC to do well, because you want DC to do well. It's just like, Nintendo and Sony. You want your competitor to do well, because if they don't do well, you're not going to do well. No one's going to go watch these movies anymore. So I want them to do well. So I think yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday, they just started doing the first day of shooting, right? I think they just started filming the movie. I think he just wore the Superman costume, and I think the look that they're going for is Kingdom Come. I think his S logo looks very equivalent or very close to the Kingdom Come logo. I think. Once those pictures come out, I think we'll talk more about it. But the fact that it's going, and then the process has started, it's very exciting. Now, my question to you, Carlos, is what do you think they're going to do with the time period? Do you think they're gonna go with like a older vibe, older look, kind of like a classical Christopher Reeves type atmosphere? Because I think a lot of people want a more optimistic Superman, I'm assuming, right? If you're gonna do Superman, you're not gonna make him dark. You're gonna make him very optimistic and very bright. I've always envisioned Superman of being hope, right? I mean, his S represents hope. So if you're gonna make a movie, you're not gonna make this bummed out, sad Superman, like, oh, I couldn't save them. You want it to be this Superman where it's like, he shows up, you have his music playing in the background, he's got big blue eyes, everything is like, it's like rainbows and all that. It's like, holy crap, Savior is here, right? At least that's how I've always envisioned Christopher Reeves as Superman. He shows up, everything's gonna be all right, everything's gonna be fine. We'll see, man. I mean, I'm excited. I'm gonna see what they do with this going forward. So
I hear you, dude. And so here's the deal. Let's take a look at that picture. So this is the picture that went live. It's a selfie. It looks like Nathan Fillion was holding it. All right, there it is. So this is the photo that from their table read, and you can see the entire cast here with James Gunn in the middle. And you can see in the back center, Nicholas Hoult has shaved his head because he is our new Lex Luthor. And then next to him in the green cap is David Cornsweet. And then you can see in the front right is Rachel Brosnahan, our new Lois Lane. And then directly behind her is Skylar, our Jimmy Olsen. And then Metamorpho, Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, the Engineer, Tess Mercer. It's a pretty solid cast. And I don't mean necessarily like cast, like the actors. I mean, it's really cool that we're getting our first film of the new DCU. Okay. Is a Superman film. So right off the bat, James Gunn got it right because he said, I'm going to start with the granddaddy of all superheroes. Mm-hmm. And that's going to start the reboot. And we're going to go back to a more classic feel. And I think that's one of my biggest issues with Zack Snyder. I know some people are going to at me for thinking that I'm anti-Snyder. I'm not. Okay, I'm a Snyder fan when he has good material. Problem is that his original material is never good. So, I don't know. He does really good with stuff that's provided to him, like the 300 and Watchmen. Man of Steel, I thought was solid. A couple.
Even with Watchmen, he it's like you said. I mean, even when you provide it for him, he somehow manages to slip up towards the end. It's always his ending is weird. It's like it goes. Yeah,
there's a whole. So special preview here. I'm going to be starting a new video series called "How to Fix Blank," and that's going to go into like in-depth deep dive into certain properties and universes and stuff, and how they could be fixed. And that's going to be between this channel and my other channel, Fanboy Filmmaker, where I go over films and TV and that kind of stuff. But more on that later. For right now, you're totally right, Jen. I think with the reboot, with him deciding to go with a new Superman and rebooting with Superman, but and naming it Superman Legacy. So that tells you a lot right there. Okay. And then on top of that, to say I'm not going to redo what's been done to death, the origin of Superman and the Superman as a solo character alone in his universe, in his films. Instead, he's going to take it and he's going to drop all these different other characters because they're weaving together a larger storyline. You know, the Gods and Monsters is the next several years of DC stories. And then weaving that together, so he's dropping all these characters in that will be showing up in other areas of the DC universe. And I love that. I love those two first steps where he said, you know what, I'm going to throw Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, Metamorpho all into this first Superman film. And I'll bet you he's going to balance it fine because he's shown that he can balance ensemble casts but still holding a lead with films like The Suicide Squad and all of the Guardians of the Galaxy films. He's just done a really good job of doing that. So I think they're all going to get they're going to get their time to shine, but at the same time, he's going to make us a Superman film that is it's just I'm really looking forward to it. And that table read picture was just fantastic. You know, and we've seen. So what's
I 100% agree. No, I absolutely agree. I feel like what they do with this table read is they try to figure out how they're going to build that synergy now with each other.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Oh man, you and I are great. Let's do that again, right? I mean, building, especially that Lex Luthor thing, man. Oh my God, I want them to. I want to see how that plays out. I want a good Lex Luthor, and when they chose that part, it was almost like, okay, they're going for this Smallville-esque look.
Yeah.
Oh, this real handsome, a little bit younger Lex Luthor maturing into the villain that he's eventually going to be. And I don't know. I mean, he's a great actor, so that synergy, man. As long as they build that, and like I said, I mean, it's gonna be whoever is gonna be the villain in this movie, right? Especially if Lex Luthor ends up being a really great antagonist going.
Well, so the villain is the engineer from the Authority.
Okay.
Because remember, the Authority movie is coming also. So what I think it'll be is Lex Luthor doing his behind-the-scenes manipulations with this new alien creature. No, well, she's not an alien. It's kind of like a Venom-esque character, I think. She's a scientist, and then she gets fused with this metal stuff, and like she's kind of like part Brainiac, part Venom, part she's a lot of amalgamations together. But then I think she'll get turned over to the Authority by Superman, and that also sets up the Authority, because the Authority's always kind of been at odds with Superman.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so there's some cool stuff there. Real quick, I want to do some shout outs real quick. Hey, what's up, Spider Girl? It has been a long time. It's great to see you. Dagger Cards, yes, I am a total fanboy. Make sure and go give Fanboy Filmmaker here on YouTube a subscription if you haven't already. It's youtube.com/@fanboyfilmmaker. Tate Prime says, I thought Creature Commandos was going to be first. Yes, it's coming out as an animated series. So Superman Legacy by James Gunn's own mouth is the first official film of the DCU, even though Blue Beetle is part of the DCU as well. For everybody who is dropping in here, remember hashtag bonus giveaway. We're going to do that in just a minute. I know Pops Mafia. We miss him too. We wish he was here tonight, but he had to take care of some family business, so we support him in that. What's up, James Willie? Yes, we're glad to see Spider Girl back in the comment section. So remember, hashtag bonus giveaway. We're about to do that just now. All right, so Jen, give just a super quick. Remember, this is the bonus giveaway. This is what you're entering to win right now. Incredible Hulk number 250 and a newsstand. putting this about a 5.0 condition right here. But iconic Al Milgrom cover. Very good book to have. I think this copy was priced at $15. That might be a little over. All right, Jen. So tell us, yeah, man, whatever.
Okay, guys.
All right.
I'm gonna take my hat off for this. You know what I want them to bring back? Bring back the trunks. That's what I want.
He's throwing it down.
Just bring them back, okay?
Throwing it down.
Henry Cavill was your new 52 Superman. I want my Superman back.
Gotcha.
Bring back the trunks. We need those trunks back. All right.
Okay.
The whole copy is over Strongman. Strongman, Hercules, whatever you want to call him.
All right, Jim. I want to get your take on this real quick. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you've seen this yet. This was from the table read. This was one of the name tags that was photographed and shared from the table read, and most online think that this is our first sneak peek at the new Superman, at the Superman logo for Superman Legacy. So check it out.
Exactly. That's Kingdom Come. That's Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
That's my favorite comic book story, guys. I love Kingdom Come, and I love the Triumph and Torment, the Doctor Doom story. That's my Marvel favorite story. This is my DC favorite story. So I heard that James Gunn really wants to do a Kingdom Come movie in his 10 years. And man, if he can do this correctly, if he can do this right, I'm going to be very happy with this. Give him the grays on the side and and all that. But Kingdom Come is also with him.
Well, now keep in mind though that this is just this black and white. It's just for the art direction for the table read. What I'm hearing is that it's the actual on the suit. It's going to be red and yellow.
Definitely.
Color, but the new design to it.
No, I meant more along the lines of the logo. I've always loved that logo. But what I'm saying is that if this is the logo they're using, they're going to be heading towards Kingdom Come. And if anyone that has read Kingdom Come, that Lois in the story.
But don't give it too much away. Don't give too much away.
Okay. Yeah. So, the story is more about him and Wonder Woman. Okay, so they're going to be casting Wonder Woman. That's going to be a thing, man. That's him and also Ben. Who knows? Ben Affleck could return. I mean, the Batman's got to be old.
Yeah, there's a lot they could do. Batman. They could do a lot. They could do a lot. So much in
Kingdom Come, man. It's almost like a multiverse story. So there's so much going on.
Seriously. All right, couple shout outs going on here in the chat. Southern Comic Geek, you need to be quiet about that. I was absolutely not. I did not turn that down for the lead role.
Crow, oh my God.
West East Bay says, I got popcorn ready. Should I put extra butter? No, we are not going to be showing any clips because we a couple weeks ago, if you remember, we got soundly thrashed by the WB and every other movie studio with a film trailer currently released. They did not like that at all, so they cut our stream. So that's why it's in 2 if you come back and watch it. But hey, we got like 200 views, so I was pretty excited about it anyway.
Tate,
it's been confirmed she is not coming back. Gal Gadot is not coming back.
Unless they do like a multiverse story or something, maybe.
Yeah, they're not bringing her back. She's not coming back. I'll put it that way. All right, bonus giveaway. This is what you've entered to win. Incredible Hulk number 250. Right here, we're going to give it away in 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. This is what you're wanting to win right here. The Incredible Hulk number 250, one of the most iconic covers in this run. Fantastic. What?
Meatwad number one.
Meatwad number 1. Congratulations, buddy. All right, so here is the deal. Meatwad number 1, you are the winner of this Incredible Hulk number 250, or about 5.0, with a newsstand. That is a newsstand. there. So congratulations, Meatwad number 1. You need to go ahead and send me a message because I don't think you've won before. But what I need you to do is send, and this goes to all our lucky winners all the time, regardless of even if you just won last week. I still need every week, every time you win, the one thing I ask. You don't even have to pay. You don't have to pay for shipping. You don't have to buy books from me. You don't have to be a channel member. You don't have to do any of that. The one thing that I need you to always do is shoot me a message either via email, carlscollectscomics@gmail.com, or via Instagram @carlscollectscomics, so I can make sure and get your shipping info at the top of my messages, and we will get this shipped out to you. I've got a small stack going out this weekend. So congratulations to all of those folks. Make sure and check out our sponsor, our channel sponsor, or one of our channel sponsors. I actually had a really good conversation with another potential channel sponsor. I think we may work something out there. Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys, 3 convenient locations in the greater Houston area, and some of the most stocked and stacked back issues in the greater Houston area. If you're vacationing down here for spring break, I highly advise, in addition to checking out Pleasure Pier and Schlitterbahn, the water park, I also suggest checking out the Galveston location of Lone Star Heroes. Tons of fun books. If you're going to Kima over spring break, consider checking out the NASA Lago store. Or if you're going to go down to Lake Jackson because you want a little bit different change of scenery, their brand new Superstore that's only been open for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, is there as well on Texas Highway 332. If you do happen to go, make sure and tell whoever's working there, Carl's Collects Comics sent me. I'm here to buy some comics. And I know they would love to hear that. So thank you all again for watching here tonight. Carlos is just making up words tonight. I do that sometimes. It happens. I can't help it. All right, so thank y'all so much for being here tonight. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up because it's that time tonight. If you haven't considered, if you haven't joined the channel yet as a channel member, let me urge you to do so. Dark Knight subscription tier. It sounds like a lot at $14.99, but you get comic books shipped to you in the lower 48 states. We do have the old Knucklehead Chief membership tier, which is an extra $5, but that covers shipping to Canada. So if you're in Canada and you want to take part in that, make sure and join that. I promise you, you will be incredibly happy and impressed with what you get in those quarterly care packages. I know some people like to buy mystery boxes. This takes the mystery box concept and explodes it times 10. Way better than a mystery box because it's curated by me for you. That means when I'm out shopping, I'm thinking of you and I'm grabbing books that you told me about in the form that you'll fill out when you join. And so we've got a couple of people that are in that, so big thanks to them for taking the jump and doing that. I promise you, you're going to be glad that you did because there's some really cool stuff in there. So for all the others, there's the webbed wall crawler at $9.99, the Man of Steel at $4.99. Thank you to those who are at the Man of Steel. I'm going to be revamping these membership tiers within the next month to pack even more value to them and clean up the wording and the verbiage. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for subscribing. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. But otherwise, we will see you next time. We have enjoyed having you with us. All right, Jen, say goodbye to everybody.
Have a good night, everyone. And hit that like. And everybody go watch Zorro right now. Get on Amazon Prime and just spike it up a little bit.
There we go. Our 25 people, will just flood them.
Didn't you hear on Carlos Collects?
I saw it on Carlos Collects. Who?
He goes,
all right, hey, y'all take care. Have a great night. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.